Hello again, everybody. So today I am going to talk about what everybody likes to preach to each other about: being happy, yet not really learning how to do it for themselves. So this is about happiness. I'm going to explain what it actually is based on research. It's not just coming out of my head. I am going to explain what it is, examples of it, the importance of it, and how you can work on being happier with yourself and your life. I'm also going to explain the different physical and mental, positive things that it can happen for you, if that makes sense. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. What is happiness? Well, happiness is a complex emotional state characterized by feelings of joy, contentment, and satisfaction, and is often associated with positive life experiences like achieving goals, spending time with loved ones, or engaging in enjoyable activities. It is a subjective experience that can range from mild contentment to intense joy and can be a fleeting moment of overall sense of well-being that one's life is good, meaningful, and worthwhile. So key aspects: subjective experience. What brings happiness is unique to each individual and can be influenced by cultural or social factors. Emotional state. It includes positive emotions such as joy, contentment, and fulfillment, but also involves a sense of meaning and purpose. Not the absence of negative emotions. A happy person experiences a full range of emotions, but they may process negative feelings different or experience positive emotions more frequently. A practice. Many view happiness not just as a feeling, but an active practice that can be cultivated and improved over time through behaviors like building relationships, engaging in meaningful activities, and maintaining a positive outlook. So examples of being happy includes contentment, intense joy, sense of purpose, and achieving goals. Those are just some examples. So why is happiness important? Why do we all just preach to each other about being happy, but yet not choose to not make it happen for ourselves? Well, anyway, happiness is important because it offers significant physical and mental health benefits, improves social connections, relationships, and leads to greater success in work and life. It can boost the immune system, protect heart health, lower stress, and, based off of scientific studies, it could even help you live longer. Which I'm sure there's some of us out there who still would rather just be done with life as it is, just because of all the negative experiences that we've dealt with in our life. So it's like, why choose now to be happy? So I get that. I've been down that road, there's times I've actually prayed to God to ask him to take me out of this world because I had it, but he didn't. I'm still here, and now I know why. I am still here to teach you guys about this, and granted, I'm still having a hard time finding a job, so the whole work thing isn't going very well for me right now. But again, I am also just now starting to be more happier in my life and more content with myself, and I'm being more happier with accepting the fact that I'm single. Because the way I look at it anymore, it's, do I miss some people that were in my past? Of course I do. Do I still care about those people? Of course I do. would I be open to the possibility of maybe reconnecting with some of those people if they were willing to? Of course I would. But that's just because I still care about them. They're always going to have a place in my heart whether they want to or not. That's just me and how I work. So anyway, but yeah, there's all that. So additionally, happy people tend to have stronger social networks, higher incomes, and more fulfilling relationships. Now granted, you gotta keep in mind with relationships, it's gotta be both sides. It can't be one-sided. You can't be always the one making the effort. It can't always be about money. You know, it's gotta be about wanting to just spend time with that person. Even if it is in silence, just spend time with each other, cuddle, you know, enjoy the little things. You know, because unfortunately this day and age is just getting harder and harder for people to live a regular life, let alone trying to spoil each other with money and materialistic things. It's all about what's on the inside. And that's what people don't get anymore. Like, oh, the man has to buy everything. The man has to provide. Well, technically back in the day, before technology came out, before, you know, prices rose up and all of that, technically it was the job's man to provide and protect. And women didn't have to work back then because, you know, prices were reasonable then. But now, unfortunately, our government is just getting crappier and crappier anymore, making it harder for anybody to live. So anyway, physical health, it can boost the immune function, improve heart health, and again, increase a longer life. Oh, and reduce stress, but you have to be able to, like, get rid of your negative thoughts. Think about positive, like, oh, I can walk. I still have legs. Oh, my eyes can see fine. You know, think of the little things that we all take for granted every day. You know, there are people out there who's missing an arm, missing a hand, and a lot of it was because they got into an accident or because, you know, they went to war, whatever the case may be. Some people are blind completely. Some people are deaf completely. I'm partially deaf, and I can tell you it sucks. It does. But it is what it is. So, you know, so just be grateful that you have really good hearing. Be grateful that you are allowed to talk. Be grateful that you do have teeth. Of course, if you don't, you end up getting used to it eventually. I've gotten used to it. It is what it is. You know, it's me. Plus, I find having dentures just makes it 10 times worse. I've been there, done that. But anyway, yeah, just be grateful. Like, our hearts are still beating, right? We're still here. Even though, again, there are some of us who would rather not be. Which, again, I understand. Like, I've been through it, but it's just a matter of your mindset. You know, you think positive. There are people out there who care. You just got to be willing to let them care. You got to be willing to let them be there for you. Even if they are out of your normal group of friends. Because they don't drink, they don't do drugs, or they're not as attractive, or whatever the case may be. You've got to be willing to let them in. That's all on you. So your mental and physical well-being. It will increase resilience, reduce chronic pain, and it fosters positive emotion. So, what are ways that you can become happy? Exercise. I don't personally, but I'm not really in shape to even do that. I got COPD, so like I run out of breath really bad, really quickly. Yes, I'm a smoker. Actually, recently I just started doing a vape. I know it's just the same, if not worse, as cigarettes, but positive upside to vapes. They smell better, they taste better. You know, the smell doesn't linger, you don't have cigarette butts everywhere. And for me, at least, when I'm vaping, I actually cough less than when I did smoking cigarettes. So, and then it seems like people want to be around you more as well. Not that I'm even trying to really gain a social group, because I'm really not. I can care less at this point just because of how bad people act anymore. I don't mind the solitude. Excuse me. I don't mind the solitude. I don't mind being alone anymore. Again, less chances of getting hurt, less possible chances of hurting somebody else. So, but anyway, exercise, sleep enough, but not too much, because there is a such thing as sleeping too much. You sleep all day long, the day passes you by, yeah, that's kind of too much sleep. Eat well, that's something I still have to work on myself. Cultivate positive relationships, practice gratitude, like I said earlier, being grateful for the little things that we take for granted every day. Spend time in nature, which I talked about in my video yesterday, actually. Manage your stress. Get stress balls. Get the, what do you call them? Oh, the fidget spinners, stuff like that. You know, you don't need medicine to calm your stress down. You can find other avenues. Because for me, I don't agree with taking medicine. Because for one, I've always hated taking medicine. For two, I know that there are medicines out there that can make you even worse. and I just don't want to risk it at all. I really don't. Find purpose or meaning in the work that you do. Like for me, doing these videos, because I've had a few good comments on them. I've had people encouraging me to continue to do these, so I am, even though my views are getting less and less and less, I'm still doing it. I'm still here. I'm not going to let people who don't want to work on themselves or don't want to admit that they need to work on themselves, that choose not to watch these videos, I'm not going to let them stop me, because I realize that's not my problem, that's theirs. They know this is here. That's all that matters to me. I know I'm doing the right thing. Other ways, find activities you enjoy. Again, art, music. Make sure it's positive stuff though. Movies, walking, exercising, reading even, stuff like that. You know, spending time with your loved ones. I know for me, I usually love spending time with my nephews. Kids, I get along with them well because I relate to them. I gladly admit that I am a big kid at heart. But that's mainly because I also have a big heart and I'm very sensitive and I care too much. And so I relate to kids more than I do adults. Help others. And not for an agenda either. Don't help them just because, oh, you want sex, or oh, you want a nice meal out of it, or you want money out of it. Help them from your heart. Do it and don't expect anything in return. And then also learn to be mindful, open-minded, you know. So we're all different. We all cope differently. We all have different ways of things that make us happy. Kind of like with this whole transgender thing and gay thing going around anymore on Facebook. Why is that still out there? If they're gay, if they're a lesbian, if they're being transgender, let them be. That's what they choose to do to make them happy. What if it was your son, your daughter, your grandchild, niece, nephew, etc.? Anybody that you actually care about, what if it was one of them that chose to be a trans? Oh, are you going to disown them and not accept them for what makes them happy after you preach to them about, oh, do what makes you happy? That's hypocritical, and that's not love. Anyways, thank you so much. Tomorrow my next topic is going to be confidence and how you can build that in yourself. All right, have a wonderful day. And if you have any comments, leave them for me. If you have any requests, please leave them for me. I would be happy to do the research for you and do a video. It's been a while since I've had a request, so come on guys, help me out here. All right, thank you.